All right, here is our presentation on direct object pronouns. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to understand what our little meme is saying. So direct object pronouns. English grammar connection, direct objects receive the action of the verb in a sentence. Direct object pronouns take the place of the direct object. They answer the question whom or what the action of the verb is happening to. Those two questions are going to be very important for this concept. So a little example, we have I have the passport. In English, we could then change it to I have it. So the passport is what is being had in this example. In español, tengo el pasaporte, lo tengo. Here are our direct object pronouns. So you do want to go ahead and write these in your notes. So we've got me, te, lo, and la. Notice that lo is going to be for you formal, him, it, el, or usted. La is going to be for a you formal that's a female, her and it, or an usted, ella. We've got nos for nosotros, os for vosotros, and los and las. So los is going to go for them, you, masculine, and las is going to be for you, them, feminine. So in Spanish, the direct object pronoun you use depends on the gender and number of the noun that it replaces. So we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of practice. Rewrite the direct object pronouns. So you want to look at el libro. What word would you replace that with? Go ahead and pause the video right here. Give this your best effort, and then you can check your answers. All right, so when we're using direct object pronouns, these are the words that we would replace our nouns with. Okay, direct object pronouns, or DOPNs, we often refer to them as, must follow rules for where they can go. Okay, there's a special place that they have to go. So keep in mind this helpful saying when placing your direct object pronouns. If there's one verb, there's one placement choice. It can only go one place. If there are two verbs, there are two placement choices. There's two ways you can write your sentence. So direct object pronouns can be placed directly before the conjugated verb. I'm being very specific intentionally. It can't just go before a verb. It has to go before a conjugated verb. So we've got a couple of examples. So we've got veo a la profesora, which is I see the teacher in Spanish, or in English, I apologize. If we were going to replace it, so we have to see, okay, whom or what is being seen. That's how we get the professor. So profesora is the word that we would replace. Notice veo is a conjugated verb. So if we were to rewrite this short sentence with a direct object pronoun, it's going to turn into la veo. I see her. Our second example, Héctor tiene el itinerario. Hector has the itinerary. So you got to look for your verb. It's has. Then you got to say whom or what is being had. And it is the itinerary. Notice it's masculine and singular. So we're going to replace that with the word lo. When we rewrite the sentence, we get Hector lo tiene. Hector has it. Or our second option, when an infinitive follows the conjugated verb. So now we have two verbs. The direct object pronouns can be placed before the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. Yes, it is that specific. You must know that it is before the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. So we've got our example, no voy a hacer la maleta hoy. So notice we've got two verbs. We've got a form of ir, and then we have hacer in its infinitive form. So we're thinking, okay, what's not going to be packed today? And that is la maleta. La maleta se dice suitcase. So that sentence is, I'm not going to pack the suitcase today. We want to now replace suitcase. So is it masculine or feminine? It's feminine. Is it singular or plural? Singular, so we would replace it with the word la. So now when we rewrite this sentence, we have two possible ways to rewrite it, and both of them are correct. So the first way, we can write it, no la voy a hacer hoy. So we've placed our direct object pronoun before the conjugated verb. Or we can have, no voy a hacer la hoy. I'm not going to do it today, so it's attached to the infinitive. Both ways are correct. Doesn't matter which one you choose to do. So go ahead, let's do a little practice. Rewrite the following sentences, replacing the direct object with the direct object pronouns. Go ahead, pause, and then you'll be able to unpause when you're done and see the answers. All right, go ahead and check what you have. So again, we had to have a complete sentence, so you couldn't just get rid of everything and have la, lo. You had to have the verbs in there as well. More practice. Go ahead, rewrite the following sentences using direct object pronouns. Notice there's two verbs, so that means there are two ways to write each sentence. Please write both ways. Go ahead and pause so that you can do the practice, and as soon as you're done, play the video so that you can get the answers. Check your answers. So we end up with prefiero llevar los, notice it's attached to the end, and los prefiero llevar for number one. For our second number one, or number two, we've got tú quieres cerrar la puerta. If we were to rewrite that with the DOPN attached, it's going to be quieres cerrarla. And if we were to write it not attached, that's going to be la quieres cerrar. Again, both are correct. It doesn't matter which one you choose to do. Remember what Taylor Swift says about DOPNs. They will never, ever, ever go between two verbs. Can't break up those verbs. They're in love. You don't want to get in between that. So DOPNs never, ever, ever go between two verbs. So we come back to our meme. No me importa quién eres, pero si me mandas otra invitación del Candy Crush, te voy a encontrar y te voy a matar. Do you know what this means?